throat, trembling hands, crazy tears, her face and mine in the clouds, a celestial medallion, the sand corrugated, inimical, cold indecision, the body they will find washed up on the shore, like a dead fish, one more day, wait for the miracle, stronger now, under the still relentless waves, days that never happen, hours spent in absent amazement. That's my role in life. She's crying again, she looks up from her coffee cup, a beautiful blue-eyed blessed virgin. Every virgin has two eyes. He was walking along the dark road again, empty fields, strong northwesterly winds chewed into his emotion. Cold, lonely, difficult. Aren't dreams difficult? I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'll find. But what I know already keeps me searching. The leaves were dancing. Never mind. The gate was locked. And no light in the farmhouse, it seemed dead. I'm knocking at the door, no success. Subtopian tranquility. There is a motorbike standing there. Damn, rusty, old. I'm trying to get in anyway. He heard a noise coming from upstairs in the house. He began shouting. Now there was a light on. He locked again, hoping for an answer. Maybe it's Clodagh. Whoever was upstairs seemed to be ignoring him, or her sister. I'm in the bathroom taking off my makeup. This is not the same person in the mirror. This is not me. Tiredness gets into me like a dead weight. She just came home from work. She didn't think it was a nice place to be, for reasons, maybe for no reasons. He throws a small stone at the window. She comes down the stairs and opens the door. Eyes meet forever, and a moment I remember a silver rain far away where winter danced. But if you stay, don't forget if I leave one day. She studies his face, it seems genuine. Janus faces always do. Do you want to play a game? Said the Magister Ludorum. What kind of game? A very simple game. We just make up a story about a bird looking for another sky who teaches a fish how to fly. She finishes her coffee. Sometimes it's good to talk, to let it out. He is a molder of beauty. He can transform gorgons into velvet-skinned Venuses. He can sculpt her exactly to his liking, smooth out the rough edges, eradicate that unseemly belly and bovine hips. She has a long snout, square jaws, narrow shoulders, a greasy mop of hair. He can pull all of that into her cerulean epoche by pretending. Her ugly blemishes are non-existent. He can look deep into her eyes, into the phenomenological depths of her soul, and make her beautiful. He enters her soul. All of woman is there, the eternal feminine, regardless of the repulsive exterior. It's amazing what a man can do when he's hard up. She is beautiful, though. She will stay beautiful as long as his eyes rest solely on hers. Her beauty shines from within her as a reflection in a mirror, deep down and far away inside her. She's gone a while now, and I can taste some pleasure in the pain. Her body, whose succulent diamond once adorned my nights, still transmits its ghost siren, absurd echoing. No longer bold and urgent, falls splintering into kaleidoscopes of diaphanous light. Neon lights, footsteps seen across the rippling river, a school of moon and lemon green. Fluorescent fish shoot between the marksman's eyes, strange spectral eddies, changing shape and size, electric eels multiplying in a vortical pool, diminishing in a psychedelic swarm. Swallowing, following the drunk river, shimmering, glimmering in the mud of beetle dust. I was a famous street fighter, idol of my friends. The scrubbers adored me. I was their totem, raw, masculine. I got a few of them up the pole and they went to England. My life was a drug-fueled movie, teenage sex and violence, all that. I was the tiger, a constant threat of claw-ripping attack to everyone. I am this page now. As I write upon myself, Words are the engravings I etch into my soul. I read, reread the moments. Times that are gone forever, times that live only in dream. Every day, the eve of execution. Everyone I meet, the chaplain who consoles me before I die. And what was my crime? Sniffing paraffin with the gypsies under a railway bridge? Falling into crevices to become moraine? No longer anywhere, ascension, hope, memory. Have you read St. John of the Cross? Don't bother reading Dissension. You must look up, not down. When I go away in Verlaine's ill wind, as Gainsbourg did, it takes me here and there like a dead leaf, sat quietly among gesticulating shadows, drowning in my fears. It won't be long until everyone moves along, and all is left as it first appears. My dumb soul begins again to pray. Each suffocated word purses like a needle. My two entities confront on the stairs. A two-headed monster appears in the mirror where I see only sometimes the madness of a man who has suffered in the cold. His madness responds to the madness of other people, mad people of ice drowning in the song of the owl. Swimming in this black ocean, swaying in the waves between bodies, I cry again and smoke another J and bleed. And need someone's love inhabited by worms, a razor at my throat, joining the soil's consciousness. Earthy thoughts lubricated by the rain, a mirror, my mugshot, my ghost, my prisoner, my teeth, rotten headstones, my tongue, a slimy serpent guarding the gates of hell. Autumn's long adieu to summer, nothing to soften the blow. Thoughts congeal in grey tenemental vacancy, and the light falls across spittle fields under a skewbald sky that yields to the murmur of Pimlico's Victorian alleys, where the rain types her pedantic elegies to the black lamps and the spider who claws and crawls along Himalayan walls, and the closed shutters of barbershops and rotting malls on the south side. The death smile of a derelict hell, where fountains weep and tarpaulin gardens hide the buried fetus of a snail's hermit shell. Is it the rain scratching the window pane? Is it the wind sweeping the street? Is it the maggots feasting on his flesh and picking his bones until at last the sear hands fall as they must and settle silently into the dust? I sit between the cold arrogance of walls, listening to the blue scream of fire engines, seeing the fractured skull of the moon, feeling the broken ribs of dawn, imagining the pale slaves on the morning trains taking tea and Battenberg cakes on their morning and afternoon breaks. Evening, a corporation cottage lights out an unidentified man in a solitary drama where the curtain is never raised and nothing is seen or heard. Only the monotonous soul beats of silence resounding in the breathless dark. The echo of footsteps fills the stillness and the wind breathes down the chimney neck. Like a furnace, he stands out in the garden, crushed and suffocating like the flower he is pressing underfoot. He lights a cigarette and looks up vacantly into the shimmering vortex. I met the coke man last night. He wants me to go to Caracas in Venezuela, where the pussy is shit hot. Wants me to take back $20 million drug money, open a bank here in Dublin. Give me a small percentage in coke, not cash. I really need to get a grip, or every deluded fanny-headed prick will be taking me for a ride down the slippery slope. The coke man is scared shitless. There's been a death threat. How come I always end up running into weird motherfuckers like that? Yeah, man, I'm on a toboggan ride down the asshole of oblivion again. I confess I'm stoned. I'm not normally on drugs when I come here, begging your pardon. Ma'am, all I want is a long glass of ice-cool beer and a chance to look around. I promise I won't open my mouth and talk dope shit to the other customers. In fact, I'd prefer to be left alone reading this book of love poems by Pablo Neruda. Love is short, forgetting is long. Wow, sometimes when I'm out of it, feeding the baby is like I'm feeding myself as a baby. Love is so heavy, man, when you're stoned. Dope makes me realize how much I need you, how much I've hurt you, how much I've been so, I don't know, so cold. So very cold. How cold I've been, man, it makes me realize how stoned I am. Stoned like a martyr and everyone else was born stoned. Guys like me had to get stoned to become like everyone else. They're all stoned from birth, everyone, except you, the one who is stoned. Everything is deep in your head and the head of everyone. Words and thoughts are machine guns versus the flowers. Stoned is meeting someone you thought you would never see again, a long-lost friend from way back. Dope is a link to yourself and all yourselves. Dope makes the sky say, why is why? Dope is a warm place, a quiet wine bar full of thought and thoughts and thoughtful thoughtlessness. Dope is where the elephants come to die and where the angels come to have wet dreams. People love to talk. Wherever you go, they're always yapping. Human and animal conversation is merely the void talking to itself. The ant talk of the cosmos circulates, percolates, navigates, swims, flies, centuples infinitesimally outward. Inward, upward, downward, among the gossip of men and women, the babble of babies and birds goes the voice of the void. The universal printer, printing and reprinting the chaotic data of existence onto the immortal palimpsest, the endless black page of blank nothingness. Only in mirrors of fear can I see the pale reflected glimmer of the light that is a kind of living memory of my lost self, the dead self, buried somewhere in the dense clouds of time. Hello, my old friend, we've been through a lot together. You're looking better, yet you stare so blankly at me. That sadness in your eyes, that lost, sad demeanor hasn't left you. Will it ever leave us? You're much thinner now, like a human scarecrow, but your skin is clearer, not as many blackheads, becoming more golden than yellow. God, devil, saint, junkie, you are my great friend. Loyally joined with me in this struggle to become, to be, here on a midnight ride across the starless wastes, drifting out into the blue nectarine sunset of vortical chaos, onward into the world of eternal dreams. A thought came to me. What was it? I have no way of remembering now. You, my reflection, more me than me. The mirror is our prison, our visitor, hands touching in the glass, eyes fixed on each other. We understand each other, the one and the other, the same, my friend, my brother. We have watched each other change. Adios, imago. I belong in strange places, the places of dream and emptiness. What else is there? Moving back and forth as a moon searchlight crosses the desert, hours turn into years, years turn into dreams. Thought becomes stardust, echoes in this mirror. My breath is a mist embracing the surface of a lake. My image in the mirror, the stranger I could never face. Thoughts are floating downstream, dead leaves fallen from riverbank trees. I feel so old, everything is dying, breathing death, a miasma of dreamlike brain fog and lost moments. Her beauty shines from within her as a reflection in a mirror deep down and far away inside her. And I've said all that before, and I'll say it all again. The rain, sickly, melancholy, falls on deserted streets. Our eyes meet briefly without words. Ungainly memories are faded to silence. The intercourse of the damned, and the sly smirk of factories we both remembered and subconsciously agreed. And there's Harry, who drank with the gypsies, fought in the dance halls, a man possessed who wrote sick poetry on toilet walls about cocks and fannies, who wailed anarchic songs of the moon, ended up working his balls off as a clockwork clerk for the ESB. I bought a coffee in the Florentine Cafe and smoked 2 Ducados, the sole remains of a Spanish holiday. Apart from the tan, which was wearing away rapidly, the wet streets in a dreary town of the north. Dundalgen, Dundalk, 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 Dundalk. Waiting in the dark stream at the end. Waiting in a dark dream at the end. And I wish people were real. I wish they had minds of their own. I wish they weren't programmed by society to act like imbeciles. Oh, nauseous infinity, oh, infinite nausea. Right on, man. gone, they're all gone. There's no one here but me, the last person left alive on planet Earth. After the spiritual holocaust, after growing up with dregs and monomaniacal idiots, and it all turned darkness to light, our spirits becoming as one. Our bodies worthless, used up, dispatched to rubbish dump cemeteries behind deserted country churches. If we could leave our bodies, we could be free. Together, wings melt. Souls mingle, united into the invisible eternities. If we suddenly stopped talking, would we find the silence unbearable, to meet and never to talk? Communicating with eyes, talking without words. Sometimes I envy deaf mutes, they are immune to bullshit. In a world without words, let us watch the world in silence. A world of still mirrors and see in silence, and here where senses do the talking, we are aware of each other, we soon become alone, close and distant, friend and stranger. There is too much talk, an overdose of babble, babble, babble.
Moscow Grandad. Gathering mushrooms. Werewolf with cow tits. Red stars with stems. People flying over the town. Couples in boats. A tiny angel. Obtuse line. 3 headstones. An enclosed fetal crowd. An exploding cow. Flying trees and houses. This is the fruit of perestroika. 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 Dream pewter and copper pots. Profile and a silver ball. Sunset in the forest. Guitarist, poet, stool with walnuts, the bridge, Christ, small house in the forest, crucified angel, portrait of Maria Konitsina, red and butter on the table, brick red, somber and brown head, supported by hand on table, one enormous eye. This is the fruit of perestroika. 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 One enormous eye. One enormous eye. Looking out across all of Russia. Duet of the reindeer and the flautist. Owl. Rozdestvenski Ilarionovich. So much for socialist realism, quips Brian. I've started sculpting things with clay. I made a little man. It's amazing making things from clay. Bringing life from the soil. Animating ash and dust. Reversing Ash Wednesday, humanizing the humus. I've been painting skeletons, and it's crazy to think these things are inside everyone. We're all skeletons, basically. Skeletons with clothes on. Creepy, eh? This is the fruit of perestroika. This is the fruit of perestroika. This is the fruit of perestroika. This is the fruit of perestroika.
There is not a more mean, stupid, dastardly, pitiful, selfish, spiteful, envious, ungrateful animal than the public. William Hazlitt, 1778 to 1830. On living to oneself.
This is the fruit of perestroika. This is the fruit of perestroika. I could drift on Saturday at around 6 in Temple Lane. Lose myself in the mercantile labyrinths. Watch people drinking beer, revolted by their loudness. Well-fed pigs with golden pig chi in their porky veins. This is the fruit of perestroika.
Think red, bright red, you see a garden with a tall tree, any tree except a willow. You are under the tree, under you your roots reach down into the soil, where a warm red lava flows. Feel it flow around your roots, warming you, caressing you. As up through the roots it flows into your toes and the veins of your feet, bright red, or ball along your legs into the pit of your belly, where all your energy is concentrated. Your hands pressing gently there, you start to feel warm. That's your red energy. That's what you need, try it. Red, communist energy.
This fear, this guilt, this dodging and hiding. This is the fruit of perestroika. 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 I hope the guys in the KGB don't find out about this. We're gonna have to keep it to ourselves, boys. The old comrades wouldn't be very impressed. perestroika.